Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. Today's another AMA episode, that is, Ask Me Anything. I love to answer your questions, and if you have a question you think is going to be of broad interest, send it in. I'll answer it live on the air. Send your questions to victor@victorjm.com. That's victor@victorjm.com. Adam in Riverside, California says, Hi, Victor. I hope you and your family are safe and well. I enjoy listening to your daily podcast. Thank you for educating your listeners. The COVID-19 pandemic will certainly have a deep and lasting impact on our society. Covering nose and mouth in public is now the norm. Fewer cars on the road due to shelter-in-place orders has led to a reduction in carbon emissions. Having a reliable internet connection at home has become a necessity for mom and dad to work from home while the kids are attending classes. If we fast forward a year from now, what behaviors do you see changing? Thanks, Adam. Well, Adam, thanks for the kind words, and this is a great question. As always, it's hard to forecast the future, but I see a few trends that seem obvious to me. This is a huge question, and I won't be able to cover too many aspects in just 5 minutes, so I'll touch on a couple of them. The period of social isolation is going to be required for more than just a few weeks. Government leaders are going to try and reopen the economy as quickly as they can. China attempted to reopen their economy after a few months and has almost as quickly tightened the restrictions when they saw the cases of COVID-19 rising again. The process of reopening the economy will take many months and probably only will happen fully in about 18 months from now. Now, that's just my opinion. When any behavior happens with enough regularity and for long enough, new habits are formed. It's been a couple months since I've been to the gym. Will I renew the gym membership when this is all over? I'm not entirely sure. I suspect I will have formed some new workout habits, and once those new habits are firmly in place, the gym might not seem as compelling. A year from now, we will not be through this period of disruption. We will still be managing the disruption, and some industries will be attempting to emerge from the shutdown. The fact is, we will not return to what was. What emerges will be different. We will see a new normal. I suspect we'll see changes that are driven in part by supply chain disruptions. For example, the way people shop for food is already changing. It used to be the case that peak hour at the grocery store was traditionally 5 p.m., just before dinner time. Now that peak time is in the morning when the store opens. A year from now, we will not be out of the woods. There will be shortages of certain items, and the competition for those scarce items between consumers will continue to be a point of social friction. We will see a large percentage of the population still struggling financially from this disruption. That means austerity, spending less, and only spending on essential items. Businesses that rely upon luxuries will struggle as demand for those products will be among the last to materialize. I predict the cocooning of households that has been trending for the past 30 years will continue and become even more acute. Will large public gatherings reemerge a year from now? I think it's going to take a lot longer. Used to be the case that people would go out to the cinema to watch a movie, and the cinemas responded to the home theater trend by building larger screens, higher resolution, more powerful 3D sound and video effects. Then they differentiated by introducing more comfortable seats and a gourmet experience with high-end food offerings. Will I go to the cinema in a year from now? What will cause people to get up off their sofa after a year of watching YouTube in 10-minute segments or Netflix and spending $30 for an evening out? It's not obvious to me. I expect those who have the money and a job will invest in making their home entertainment experience even better. People are now using their spare time during this period of social isolation to do home improvement projects. I believe we'll see more takeout restaurants, more food delivery services, and fewer restaurants with an actual dining room. There are a number of people who used to travel extensively. I traveled about twice a month for the past, 15, 20 years. Now that's zero, of course. So much that has been done in person with travel will increasingly be done using technology. That's both a problem and an opportunity. Those who choose to travel for business will have a distinct competitive advantage compared with those who merely video conference. How many people will go out and listen to a live music in a crowded hole-in-the-wall bar? How many people will eagerly jump on a plane in a year even when the airlines are saying it should be safe to travel? How many people will book a cruise or go to a conference? I predict that these sectors will be slow to reemerge after this is all over. We saw a significant slowdown in conference activity following the year 2000, the post-dot-com economic downturn. It took a long time, nearly 5 years, for conferences to experience real growth and get back to something approaching attendance levels of the late 90s. And in that time, some conferences died altogether and new ones emerged. we will no doubt see an even greater reliance on internet communication than ever before. I predict a whole new set of internet-centric behaviors and patterns as these habits become the norm. Thank you, Adam, for an awesome question. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.